Today, we're diving into the world of aquaponics, but we're going to do it a little differently. We're going to break down how you can create a beautiful living ecosystem that practically takes care of itself. Yeah, really. It's way more accessible than you might think. So just imagine this for a second. A garden that not only waters itself, but also fertilizes itself, all in this perfect, self-sustaining loop. Sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, right? Well, it's definitely not a dream. It's the whole magic of aquaponics. And in this explainer, we're going to show you exactly how to make that low-maintenance dream a reality. So let's get into it. Okay, first up, let's talk about the main goal here, which is designing a system that is as hands-off as humanly possible. The end game is an ecosystem that can just run, thrive for weeks at a time with you doing pretty much nothing more than feeding the fish and topping off the water. Now, I will say, the initial setup, this process called cycling, that's the most hands-on part. That's where you're getting all those good bacteria established to act as your system's filter. But once you're past that, it is seriously smooth sailing. So how do we build this amazing hands-off system? Well, it all starts with having a minimalist's toolkit. By being smart about your equipment choices right now, you can literally eliminate future work before you even begin. And you might be surprised by how little you actually need to get started. Your absolute must-haves are a pH test kit, and this is non-negotiable, we'll see why in a bit, and a heater for your fish. Honestly, everything else, like those fancy grow lights or an extra air pump, those are just upgrades. You can absolutely start simple and still have a totally thriving garden. And now, we get to the really fun part, choosing the living, breathing members of your little ecosystem. And trust me on this, these choices are going to have the single biggest impact on how much work you'll have to do down the road. So the first big question you have to ask yourself is this: are you trying to grow food to eat, or are you just looking for some beautiful green foliage? Because this one choice fundamentally changes what your system is going to demand from you. If you're going for food, you're signing up for a bit more effort. I mean, think about it. Food crops are designed to grow fast, and that means they get hungry. They need more light, more nutrients, which means you need more fish, and you'll be doing more frequent water testing. If you do go this route, something like lettuce is a great, easy way to start. But what if you're looking for a middle ground? Well, an herb garden is the perfect compromise. Once they're established, herbs like basil and mint are incredibly tough, and they give you an awesome fresh harvest without all the high demands of bigger vegetable crops. And for the absolute lowest effort possible, you just can't beat ornamental plants. Classic houseplants like devil's ivy are perfectly happy in an aquaponic setup. The only trade-off here is that because they grow a lot more slowly, they use up fewer nutrients, and that just means you can only support a smaller population of fish. Okay, so we've picked out our plants. Now let's talk about the other half of this amazing partnership, the engine that powers this entire ecosystem, the fish. Here are some fantastic, really hardy choices for beginners. You've got peaceful fish like mollies and super active ones like danios. The most important thing, and I mean this, is to always know two things before you buy any fish. What's its temperament like, and what is its full-grown adult size? And don't forget, a lot of these, like tetras, are schooling fish, which means they're much happier in groups. Now, if you remember only one single thing about stocking your tank, please let it be this. The golden rule is a maximum of 1 inch of total adult fish length per gallon of water. So for a 10-gallon tank, that's 10 total inches of fish. Maybe that's 5 little fish that each grow to be 2 inches long. Why is this so critical? It keeps the amount of waste the fish produce perfectly matched to what your plants and bacteria can actually process. It prevents problems before they can even start. All right, so you've set up your system, you've chosen your crew, and you've made it through that initial cycling phase. So what now? This is where the magic happens. Your work now becomes this simple, predictable, easy rhythm. It really is this easy. Your daily task: feed your fish. Once a week, top off any water that's evaporated and do one single crucial test. Check the water's pH. That's it. That's the entire routine. So why is that pH check so incredibly important? Well, this quote explains it perfectly. Those beneficial bacteria, the ones turning fish waste into plant food, they naturally make the water more acidic over time. Your only job is to just keep an eye on this totally natural process. The goal is to keep your pH right in that sweet spot, just a little bit acidic, between 6.6 and 6.8. This is where both your fish and your plants are happiest. If it starts to drop too low, that's just a sign that the natural acidic process is happening a little too fast for the system. If you ignore it, your plants can't absorb nutrients, and your fish get stressed out. But the fix is so easy. Just use some pH adjusters or do a small water change. This one weekly check keeps the entire ecosystem humming along in perfect balance. Okay, let's bring this all home. The core idea here is all about working smarter, not harder. You are the architect of this tiny little world you're creating. So the big takeaway is this: thinking ahead is your most powerful tool. By choosing the right plants, the right fish, and the right gear from the very beginning, you're not just building a garden, you are designing a stable ecosystem that is built for ease from day one. So we've walked through the whole blueprint for a simple, beautiful, and self-sustaining aquaponic garden. The only question left? Well, it's the most exciting one of all. Now, what will you grow?